everyone for being here today. Good evening. Thank you for joining this class featuring the from 810. I'd like just to thank Franco and Umberto for believing in our crazy Taste of Italy virtual this year as well. For you that don't know, this is the last event of the very long Taste of Italy virtual period that started in March and ending officially today. Franco and Umberto believed in Texas, believed in joining the Taste of Italy, and as a tool for them to bring the extra virgin olive oil they produce into Texas. We really hope it really helped. Probably it has, as we can see from today's class, all the audience that we have. I'd like to thank also Specs and the Specs team that are present here today with 5 of their merchandiser. I'd like to thank Peter Griska, which is not here today, which is the coordinator of all these. Peter decided to carry the Olio Zucchi Specs for those who don't know. So it's great to have some Specs team members with us today. I'd like also to thank the Eat Prime Food represented today by Erasmo. Hello, Erasmo. Nice to meet you. And the owner of the company, Manuel Eduardo Guzman, for carrying the product into Texas. So there was a great joint venture. We were really happy we could help a little bit connecting the dots. Liz has been already acknowledged by Jeremy. Hi, Liz. Thank you for being here today with us from New Orleans, Penny from Dallas. We have people from Fort Worth, of course, many areas of Houston. And the last shout out I want to do is for Isabella Carrino, which recently joined the chamber. She's an Italian lady, just moved from the Bay Area, Texas, to promote Italian products as well. Just hi to Arlene, Mike, and all the other friends I can see from my screen here. That's all I had to say. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Maurizio. This is a really fun tasting. I'm gonna start talking about Italian olive oil, and I promise not to take up too much of your guys' time because I know we want to get to the stars of our show. But I want to start to talk about olive oil by talking, of course, about Texas barbecue. And what's the connection between olive oil and Texas barbecue? Well, you just like bread in antiquity, or barbecue in Texas, where it didn't make sense for everybody to build a pit. It made sense for one person to build a pit and everybody to bring their meat to that same pit, right? Just like in ancient Rome, Roman Empire, you didn't own your own bread oven. You took your your wheat into a town, you milled it at a mill, and then you baked it at a communal bakery. There's so many foods that we could talk about that are part of what would later be known as the cooperative process model. And Zucchi, which goes back, I think, to the 19th century. Is that correct, Franco? I know Zucchi's, it goes back to the 19th century. Zucchi is one of those great Italian companies that created one of the first large-scale olive mills in Italy. And it's a really interesting company. I mean, you guys know me, I always like to look at the historical value of these products. What we're going to taste tonight are blends of olive oil, which I think is really, really interesting. And I know the guys want to talk about the art of blending. And it's so important that when you're a mill, and again, Zucchi starts out as a first, early large scale mill. It's because you're bringing in olives, just like a cheese cooperative, a dairy cooperative, or a wine cooperative. It's the same idea that you have a larger palette of flavors to work with to create your oils. And especially when we taste the organic oil, I think you guys are going to be, like I said, I used that on Sunday and it just blew me and our guests away. To kind of elevated the dish. We're going to talk about how that's blended. And so it's a really interesting concept that I just wanted to underline there. The other thing I want to say before we start tasting these oils is, you guys know me mostly from wine. We have a bunch of wine and food people. Ricardo Guerrieri, who's at Vinology, is a food and wine person, restaurant person. You know, with wine, we look at a label, we say, oh, this wine comes from this farm. It comes from this vineyard on this farm. It comes from this hill. It's this product that we look at the provenance so closely. Yet at the same time, we go to Kroger or we go to HEB or whatever it is, and we just grab a bottle of olive oil the bottle doesn't tell us a lot. That's changing. Uh, but the bottle doesn't tell us a lot about where it should tell us. And we're going to talk about provenance, which is so important in olive oil. It's crazy to me. Tracy and I consume a lot of olive oil in all kinds of different ways. So we're very picky about what olive oil we'll get. And when you go, when you go to a place, a supermarket like Specs or Kroger, or not Specs, like Kroger or HEB, Specs is a gourmet. You go to Specs to get this type of olive oil. But when you go, you see all these. I was at Central Market the other day, and there's all these olive oils, right? They don't really tell you a lot about where they're from. So it's something I want you guys to think about. Just a quick technical note, and by the way, this is a conversation. It's not a lecture. It's not a supplier meeting. It's jump in with questions. I'm going to be jumping in with questions. I happen to have my special olive oil tasting kit. You don't need something. I just happen to have one. You don't need anything like this. What you need, you could use a spoon. You could use a little, you could line up 5 little glasses. Obviously want to use clean. I broke out my olive oil tasting kit and I washed it and dried it, and but that's how you want to taste the oils. Very pure. You don't want to dip them in anything. Or you just want to take. We're going to smell. We're going to taste, and the guys are going to walk us through that. I have some saltine crackers. You want something as bland as possible, as some stale. I like stale bread. And don't pour the oil on the bread. Taste the oil directly out of a spoon, out of a cup, try to use different, cups or different spoons. Don't pour it on we'll pour it on the bread after, pour it on a salad after, but just to get a sense of what the oils are, do them very pure. So I'm going to thank you guys all for being here. And thank you especially to Franco and Umberto for partnering with us on Traceability. And wow, I love it when you drop off killer olive oil at my house and then we get together and talk about it. So Franco, do you want to start, or Umberto, you guys take the floor?
I can start. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Such a professional guy. So I really appreciate your words, and you got the point. So for the audience, thank you so much for having us today. And I want to tell you, first of all, as Jeremy said, it's a conversation, so feel free to interrupt me. We're going to jump in with questions. So I don't want to bother you. It's later afternoon and it's time to have a good experience. I want to tell you a couple of things about my background, just to give you the idea why I'm working with an extra virgin olive oil company, and I've been working with the Zucchi family for 1 year, almost 1 year. So my background was basically into the food business. I spent my last 10 years working as a CEO of Italy, the Italian brick and mortar stores and marketplace that we have in the United States of America, New York, Chicago, Boston, LA, and even Dallas. So I spent my last 10 years working with Italian traditional companies, bringing products all over the world. And that's my background. I really love my country. And I'm proud to be in United States of America, where I see a huge market. And we spend almost 10 years working on the storytelling side, try to explain much better to customers and to United States of America, our products, pairing our products, our wine, pasta, tomato, sauces, etc. So I have to tell you that the Zucchi family is a very traditional company coming from North Italy, from Cremona, small town. It's almost less than 30 minutes from Milan. And the family, it's a very clear vision about the future of the category of the extra virgin olive oil. That's something that for me was incredible, no? A family who owns the business for 210 years, but they have a clear vision about the next 20 years, no, for the future, for the category of the extra virgin olive oil. They have a very solid DNA of innovation, and that is something that got my attention, and I decided to jump in the company, and I'm really happy to represent the company now in United States of America. So basically, as Jeremy mentioned before, the vision of the family was try to be a producer of extra virgin olive oil, but with the same approach of winemakers, no? More like traveling all over the world, trying to find a good olives and try to make the best product that we can, no? And that's the vision of the company. That's the reason why we came up with the idea to have in our company blend masters, people who know how to make the extra virgin olive oils and how to select all over the world olives. And we have even an academy in our country, in Italy, called the Blend Academy. So our vision is to try to change a crowd category, I would say, with good product for sure, but we have a pretty solid vision into the healthy food and how we can bring on the table of the people products that can be traceable and sustainable. That's our DNA, no? Jeremy before mentioned even that it's very important when you go to a shop to know much better and to have more information about the product. So that's something unique that we have, for example, in our Italiano extra virgin olive oil. You can see there is a QR code, so you can scan the QR code and you can go to our website and to check exactly where olives came from, no? And that's pretty unique in the industry, and we're going to invest more money into the communication side to try to explain to customers the benefit that they can understand much better the Italian products.
Franco, where is the Q? Oh,
it's
there.
Yes,
so
yes.
So it's right. Can you guys see?
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome. I've never seen that before. I've seen where, you know, you can scan a QR code and go to like an ad, you know, but not, hey, this is actually, to me, provenance is so important. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry about
that. But I want to tell you that we're going to launch a new platform starting probably the second week of May, a new website for Zucchi.us, and we're going to have more information about our small region from South Italy, the benefit of the olives coming from Puglia or Sicilia or Sicily or Tuscany, for example. No, that's our goal.
You said, you brought up two words that and I know we're eager to get to the oils, but two words. One was traceability, which is more than provenance. It's saying you actually can find out where, and guys, remember, olive oil is one of the most counterfeited food products. Food counterfeiting is one of the biggest problems in Europe today, where they're using, you know, pigsties from Germany to make prosciutto, and they're, you know, it's a huge illegal business. Olive oil is one of the worst offenders. Not Zucchi. Zucchi is one of the leaders in setting the model for. The other word you said that I'm really curious is sustainability. And can you define that a little bit? I think that a lot of people in the wine business are now shifting from organic to sustainable because they're really seeing that organic actually can damage the environment in certain cases. So maybe it's better. Can you talk a little bit about sustainability?
Oh yes, I try to explain much better. So basically, organic, it's a certification, no? A USDA certification that you have to certificate that your product, in our case, the extra virgin olive oil, we make the Evo with organic grove olives, no pesticide, nothing chemical inside, etc. No? And it's very good for the American market, full of products that you can in an easy way, you can declare your origin of the product, and customers can be, they know exactly that the product is organic, and there are a lot of certification for applying that kind of organic green certification on the top of the label, no? Sustainability, it's another business, it's another game for us. So basically, we are pioneer in our country. In Italy, we sign an agreement with the Italian government to be leader into the sustainability in our category in extra virgin olive oil. And for Zucchi, there are three kind of pillars for the sustainability. So the first one is a certification of the environment. The second one is nutritional. And the third one is social economy. So I'm going to start from the last one. So basically, to give you an idea, we pay a little more our workers and the people in our supply chain to guarantee the social economic situation. No, that's something serious for our family, the Zucchi family, for our partners. That we wanted to be leader in that kind of social economy right now. I would say behavior, no? How you can be a partner with your the entire supply chain. So with your supplier, with people that they have been working with you for a while, people that can produce for you any kind of collaterals for the company. So that's something serious in our facility, no? Second, the nutritional point. So we wanted to bring on the table a healthy product. So that's the reason why sustainability for us is trying to find from the blend master olives that they can guarantee a good balance between tasting and on the other side, the quality of the fat, the monosaccharic fat that there are inside an extra virgin olive oil, no? The secret word is polyphenol, no? Polyphenol. Yeah. Those are like natural antibody for our body, and our products are rich of polyphenol, you know? And the last one, environment, how we can make better our country and our planet when we make a product.
Franco, I love the way, I mean, it's so interesting. When we talk about sustainability in this country, we almost only are talking about the environment. We never bring up the other two elements that you brought, the other two pillars. I think it's really interesting. It's something Italians in general have a more kind of civic, you know, I'm making this product, how's it going to impact the environment? How's it going to impact the health of the people that are going to eat it, or consume it? And then how's it going to impact the people who make it and grow it? And I love that. And, you know, we know that olive oil is at the heart of the Mediterranean diet. We know that the Mediterranean diet, it has proven health benefits, you know, beyond the red wine paradox. And, you know, olive oil, you know, when you look at the bigger picture, it's really about everything you eat. And of course, all of us here have had some connection with Italy, right? Olive oil, I mean, I'm probably the only person on this call old enough to remember, you know, margarine and all the hydrogenated oils that we ate as kids. And then around the 80s, gosh, what, Liz, who was the woman who wrote the Mediterranean Diet, the first big book? Gosh, I can't remember her name.
I can't remember.
Her daughter's a writer too. I know you know who I'm talking. It was it was in the 80s, and it was the kind of book that all of a sudden it was the Mediterranean diet. And it's such a great point what Franco said. You know, what's the health impact? It's not just so I love that. So gosh, I know you guys are probably eager. Can we jump into the first
Oh
oil?
yes, for sure, for sure.
So
I would suggest to start with the organic one.
so we're gonna do the organic one, and I'm just gonna do this. If this is helpful, if it's not helpful, but I'm just
Perfect.
gonna pour a little bit of oil.
Perfect.
And I don't know, Franco, do you want?
You can, Jeremy, just with your hands, try to warm up a little bit your glass.
Okay.
Usually the temperature, the perfect temperature is 68 Fahrenheit. It's going to be 20 Celsius, but just a little bit.
We don't want it to be, I mean, these haven't been in the refrigerator. I mean, these have been in my office.
Perfect.
So it's probably about 71 degrees in here. You want me to warm it up a little bit?
That's fine, just 30 seconds.
And then should I do it like wine? Should I?
Like wine, you should put your nose to try to.
Spicy.
And then after I smell it, what should I do?
You can drink a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Should I kind of move it around my mouth and let it linger in my mouth, just like a wine tasting, right?
Like a wine tasting, yes.
And then I'm about to have my mouth full, so I'm going to say this before I put the oil in my mouth. I would also ask people to consider after you swallow it, what's the aftertaste? We always forget about the aftertaste, and aftertaste is actually the most important thing because it's what blends other flavors with other things. So
I want to start to know your feeling when you put your nose in the glass. If someone,
the nose on this is so vibrant, actually kind of intense. What I smell is olives. I mean, I really get this beautiful fruit smell. That
fruity, no? The organic should be a little bit fruity.
We've been eating a lot of raw olives lately, and the aroma of it is, it's like a fresh olive. Ooh, there's a little spice in it. Are you guys getting that?
Like a bitterness, no?
Yeah, a little bit of bitterness.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's spicy. That it hits you in the throat afterwards.
And there should be also a note of one note. I want to see if someone can get the notes beside the olives. You should also feel a little note of almond in this one.
Yeah, nuttiness, right?
Yeah.
Almonds. That's the bitterness, the almonds. Oh. The almond taste the bitterness of the almonds.
Who wrote bitter almonds?
Nice. That's nice.
I can't remember who wrote it.
So
No, beautiful.
I have a tip for you. Basically, not only with Zucchi extra virgin olive oil, but when you taste any kind of extra virgin olive oil, especially the organic one, if you feel the bitter, it's a positive attribute. No, that means that the product is fresh, first of all, and the quality of the olives are good.
What about acidity? I mean, I'm also feeling a nice acidity in these. Not a tartness, but there's a freshness to it that is, honestly, tasting it like that. I've only tasted in salads and bread, and but tasting it just plain, it's what, wow. You know, we forget to taste our. Now, the first thing I did when I took out this bottle was I looked around the label till I found expertly blended from the finest organic European extra virgin, Italy, Greece, Portugal, Spain. So can you, that's, you know, again, unless you're really into olive oil, you don't realize that some of the best olive oils are blended from multiple. I mean, this is like your top of the line olive oil. It's your most expensive olive oil. This is like your premium. This is the type of thing you go to Specs to buy, because you want, not only you want this type of premium, product.
Yes, that one is top seller in United States of America. And basically the blend master, so they spend time with focus group and other marketing research here in United States of America to find the right blend. So they came up almost 6 years ago with a new recipe, and that's the recipe that is the winner at the moment in United States of America.
Can you
It's a
give us
blend.
some examples of like, I mean, like a winemaker, okay, this cask, the acidity is really high, or this cask, the acidity is lower, but the tannin is bigger. What's the olive oil blender looking for when he or she is blending?
It's a good mix between aromatic herbs, fruitness, bitterness, either fruits and if you have a product that it's full of acidity, probably is not the right blend for a country like United States of America. I mean, in our country, in Italy, there are so many producers, I would say, and there are even small companies that they make a very strong extra virgin olive oil coming from a small part of the region of Puglia, for example. And in that case, the acidity is very high. But our unique selling point for the market is try to find a blend that can be very versatile for the market with the top quality and a recipe that can scale. So if I can get a partnership with a huge retailer in the United States of America and I have to guarantee the quality of the product and the quality of the recipe, so I have my blend master with a recipe that can scale. And I can guarantee to partner that I can fill shelves with the same quality, starting from bottle number 1 until bottle number million.
And hey, it's totally, it's in every part of the food and wine industry. They make wines for the American market. They make pasta is different for the American. All kinds of things are different, and it's right. I'll never forget the first time I smoked a Marlboro in Italy, and it tasted different. That was a long time ago.
And
Jeremy, I have a question.
Yeah, Jamie, jump in.
Okay, so 2 questions. First of all, I'm glad you mentioned the part about the blending. And so you said that you get your olives from all over, but all over within Italy or sometimes outside Italy?
No, either outside Italy. So we are providing olives from Greece, from Spain, Asia. Yeah, we have even a dream to start a production here in the United States of America. Let's see.
So the olive oils are blended and bottled in Italy, but the olives themselves are not 100% Italian. Correct.
Depend of the product. For example, the second one that we're gonna taste, the Italiano 100%, those are olives coming from South Italy.
Okay, and then my second question is, could you explain what exactly the cold extraction is, the cold press?
Well, it's a technique that it's a famous technique for the extraction of extra virgin olive oil. I can forward to you if you wanted to know much better the process. I have a slide with the process for the technique. I'm not a blend master, so I don't want to tell you something that is wrong, but my blend master provide to me the process of the extraction for you guys. So at the end of the recording section, I can forward to you the slide with the entire production process and classification of the olive oils.
And if folks have follow-up questions or this is not it's not like when we get off this call, we're done we're Franco and Umberto still want to talk to you. What I can tell you, Jamie, to answer your question is that basically like wine, in the 70s and 80s, they realized that if you use temperature control pressing, where you, the temperature of what the fruit is, and then the liquid that it produces when they cold press means that they've used a temperature controlled pressing.
On 65 degrees. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So yeah, has to be the after the first press, the first liquid goes out is the extra virgin, and has to be on a range of 60, 65 Fahrenheit degrees. So that could be categorized as cold pressed.
Yeah.
If that liquid is going to be 70, 75, cannot be. It still can be an extra virgin olive oil for the acidity level, but has to be classified. You can't say that it's cold pressed. It goes higher than 65. And Jamie, to your first question, as Franco was saying, we get the olives from also other countries. Also because if you think about Italy production overall yearly can cover just one fifth of the demands we have in Italy of olive oils. So any way for us in Italy to make sure that we can fulfill, I would say, all the orders we get from all the customers worldwide, we need for sure to get olives from other countries, because we really our lands can provide us just 1/5 of the olives needed for the Italian demands of olive oil. So these, yeah.
No,
Liz, go ahead.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I have a question about the pressing. So if you're getting olives from all over, do you get them as olives and press them at Zucchi, or do you get them as oils and blend them only?
No, we get Franco. I can answer.
Yes, for sure.
So if the olives they coming from far, I would say from Spain, from Greece. So they will, since so to get a good olive oil, you have to press the olives within 24 and 48 hours. So the pressing has been made on site. So in case in Greece for I don't know, for Coronoyeki or another like Cornicabra in Spain, and then we get the already the products I will say almost done. Then we have, as a winemaker, we have tanks in our factory where we store a controlled temperature controlled that product that then we I will say finalize in our production plant when we go to do the bottling of the olive oil.
And
Okay.
it's not an uncommon practice. I mean, when you guys buy, when you go to Whole Foods and you buy Mediterranean olive oil, that's from all over. They don't say exactly where it's from, but it can be from anywhere. It's one of the craziest things that we look at wine so carefully, but we don't look at olive oil, even though we consume so much. I mean, I can go a couple of days without wine, right? Well, maybe not, but I can't go. There's not a day that goes by that I don't consume olive oil in some form. So it's crazy. And one last thing about the cold press thing, it's just like in wine. And Umberto, that was so rad that you could give us, I didn't know the actual temperatures. That was very, very cool. No pun intended. But it's all about maintaining the natural flavors of the fruit. And it's about reducing oxidation. And it's the same thing with wine. In the 60s and 70s, they realized temperature control was the secret to, and that's what cold pressing is. I just wanted to follow up on that. Now, hey, can we taste the next oil? We don't have all night tonight, but gosh, can you guys believe we've been talking about olive oil for 40 minutes and like we're just, it's so cool. Olive oil is so rad. It's something that when you start paying attention to it. Okay, let's go ahead and taste the Italiano. And do you want to tell us about this one? And you can see on this one, you have the 3 pillars of your sustainability.
Exactly. Those are olives coming from South Italy.
Here it says, trace the origin of the Zucchi blend. You have the product, the QR code. And so I'm gonna pour myself some of this olive oil.
Yeah. I want to know your feeling. It's a completely different product.
Also in this case, we can tell you that even within the same country, in this case Italy, you can also blend different olives from different region in order to reach the profile you want. So basically, we have some extra virgin olive oils regional that they are called monocultivars. So we have a Toscano one or we have a Sicilian one. So this means that that specific bottle gets the olives just from that specific region. In this case, we are still tasting now a blended product, but this is blended just with Sicilian and Puglia olives. It's gonna be a mix of, yeah.
Here the acidity is really, it's higher than the last.
It's bold. It's a bold taste.
Very bold. It's very, I mean, we've come to know this style from I mean, if I would have tasted this blind, I would have said this has got to be Sicilian olive. You know, it's not Ligurian or Tuscan or it's really good.
Yeah, the first one, Jeremy, was good for the organic. It's very versatile. It's good for salad, for fish, dishes, vegetables, steamed vegetables. The Italiano, it's more for like pasta, for example, beef, if you like the extra virgin olive oil on top of the beef. I really like hamburger with Traceability of the Italiano on top, and bruschetta for sure, cheese. But you get the point. So the acidity, it's different than the organic one.
And that's a very classic. You know, if you've ever been to have a Fiorentina in Florence, you know, they always slice the steak for you, and there's different philosophies. Some people drizzle it with olive oil before they, and you know, talking about the oils like this, we realize that the acidity in the oil is part of what draws, the oil has a flavor, but the acidity in the oil also brings out the flavor in the other foods.
And
go ahead.
Then the extra virgin olive oil is the most important requirement. So
really,
but for the Italiano one, I wanted to know your feeling and your feedback, but you should be able to feel a little bit of apple, artichoke, more like even green grass, no?
Yeah, it's very green.
Yes.
Hey,
that's
definitely more herbal. I think it's more herbal.
Yeah, that's our country, no, Italy. a biodiversity of regions that we have, you know, like wines, you know, that we have completely different grapes and wines from north to south Italy, no?
Penny, you want to take the floor?
Just to say, are the flavors, the spiciness, is it due to where the olives are coming from?
Correct.
Okay.
And how you blend those olives. As Umberto mentioned before, we're gonna have new products coming in June in the United States of America, coming from one region, no? Like a Tuscany extra virgin olive oil or a Sicilian extra virgin olive oil. So it's the profile of the region, it's completely different, no? So in that case, it's a blend. We came up with the recipe for, as I said before, for the American market. It's a very rich product, I would say, no? That can be either in a salad or in a caprese, can complete your dish, you know, in just with a drizzle.
Would you recommend cooking, like putting heat with it?
Yes, why not? Why not?
So I was just going to say the Italiano in New Orleans, we have these things called Creole tomatoes that are very minerally, and everybody waits until they're available because they're so good. And we make tomato sandwiches out of them. And so the classic tomato sandwich has mayonnaise on it, but I think that this would be wonderful to have drizzled on the tomato slices, on the sandwich instead of mayonnaise. It would be really good.
Yes.
And you know, Liz, you bring up, that's such a great point of how we integrate European style olive oils into our cooking. You know, again, I'm the only one on this call old enough to remember in the 80s when all of a sudden you went to a restaurant and they put oil out. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Italians look at us like we're crazy. Like, why are you eating olive oil and bread when you're about to have dinner? You know, but it's become a tradition in America. Yet we don't, you know, the oil that you get at those restaurants is never, it's just any old oil. And I love that we need to incorporate these things into our cookery more thoughtfully, is what I'm trying to say. And I love that you know, instead of mayonnaise, this is a fat delivery system that adds texture and acidity, and I love it. I mean, I love, I mean, sometimes my breakfast is toast and olive oil, or I cook my eggs in olive oil. Yeah, Franco, I mean, when you're, it's one of the best, you know, where I'm using oil instead of butter on my toast.
Yeah.
I want to add that I was really stubborn one day and I had a sweet tooth and I wanted to make a cake that I had. And I had all of the ingredients except for the vegetable oil. So I used olive oil. This was like years ago, but it was the best cake. It was so moist and it was so delicious.
I have a question
Well,
about.
I have to tell you, the next time you should bake with the organic one.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. And either in our website, when we had a recipe for baking cakes with extra virgin olive oil, people are getting crazy.
Oh, it's
a trend.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a chef 20 minutes ago. Actually, was live. She's based in New Jersey, in Madison, and she was actually doing a live orange cake with extra virgin olive oil Zucchi. Like 20 minutes ago, was on social. Yeah, we absolutely. Your point is absolutely correct.
And I personally, I really like cooking. So one of the decisions that I took at the beginning last year during the pandemic was to hire a culinary team in the United States of America. Was a team we worked together before with Italy in New York City. So now I have 4 guys in our team here in US, like culinary team. So we are providing recipe every single week to our social media channels and to our retail partners. I really believe into the content creation.
Man, I can't wait until you guys can get back to Houston, Franco, and we're going to do an event.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, with different chefs. And hey guys, don't forget to mute. You're welcome to jump in.
There was a question. I think
Okay,
there was a question.
Loretta has a point. Loretta
I
has
had a question about the Italiano. It's Sicilian and Pugliese. Is that correct? From Puglia?
Yes, actually, after the call or even now, with your iPhone, you can scan. It's gonna open up like a website, and you can put just the batch number that you have on the bottle, and will show you also on the maps the region exactly and the cultivars. So, but that is Puglia and Sicilia.
How did you decide to put those two together? Because Sicily is, I guess, some volcanic soil. And how do you decide to put Sicilian olives with Pugliese olives?
So our blend master, as Franco was saying, their job is actually think that in our lab they taste every day. So their job, their training is to taste every day samples of olive oils from all over Europe and Italy for sure. So they came up with this to reach that specific organoleptic and chemical profile, to mix those exactly 3 different varieties of cultivars. It's all about their taste and the taste that they want to reach to have a product that can be used and be a great product for the market. So
I'm just looking at the app here or the site, and wow, it really, you have once you get there, you enter more information, and it really tells you where that bottle came from. It's very cool. Now, guys, we don't have a ton of time. Our 7 o'clock. We can go a little over, but can we go ahead and taste the next couple of oils, just so we don't miss out on those? And the one thing I want to say is, oh my gosh, I'm having so many tech problems today. Okay, there, my light is back. You know, how many people have ever been to Italy, right? How many people have ever stopped at an autogrill?
I miss so much autogrill, guys. I miss autogrill so much.
I love auto grill so much.
We all love autogrill, and it's a whole experience. But then when they make you walk through the gift section, there's all
to buy everything. That's the goal.
There's all these food products, including all kinds of olive oil, and there's always a big session with truffled olive oil. And man, it's just shit. It's like, it's the shittiest oil. Sorry for my French, sorry for my Italian. But it doesn't even have truffles in it. It has a petrochemical product that creates the exact same aroma of truffles. When you go to, like, I'm not going to name any names, but when you go to those restaurants, you get truffle fries. There's no truffled oil on it. It's a chemical compound that is produces the same thing. Now, one of the first things that the guys told me because we did a couple of meetings, was how not just the oils are high quality, but the product of the stuff they infuse them with. And I think that's another level. I was really surprised, frankly, when you guys had infused olive oils. I didn't expect that to be part of this mix. But then when you guys started talking to me about them, I realized the wisdom here. You're starting with a really high quality product. You need to infuse it with high quality product. So can you tell, and you guys had given me previously a flight of oils. So I'm available to do these events once a week. But the chili pepper one has become like our go-to, eggs, on scrambled eggs.
Yes.
Or, instead of putting hot sauce, or I've been eating raw spinach, red onion and spinach, and I don't even put any vinegar. I just put salt, maybe a little pepper, and then this olive oil, and it's like my new, quick. I need a quick salad.
That was the idea. That was the idea for the market, So natural products, as you said before, Jeremy, real product inside the bottle, real organic ingredients, And I have to tell you, it's difficult to make those kind of products because you have to first of all, the blend of the extra virgin olive oil. So we need to guarantee the quality of our brand, or our blend inside the bottle. And second, we're gonna go all over our country to buy the right ingredients, like Calabria for the chili pepper, truffle from Piedmont, and other stuff like that. And the mix, it's very challenging for the blend masters, but the results are so good. So flavor are selling very well, especially in US, but all over the world, I would say, due to the fact that people, they don't have time, and sometimes they want to cook a pasta, and I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit pasta with chili pepper, and that's it. You don't need anything else. Those products are very, very good, and we wanted to increase the number of the flavor extra virgin olive oil for the market. So we're gonna have now you have you can taste the two top seller, the pesto and the chili pepper. Starting from next month, we're gonna have in United States of America the lemon, lemon coming from Sicily, amazing lemons with the flavor. It's unbelievable. You can taste the South Italy in your bottle of extra virgin olive oil. And by the way, it's public, so I can tell you that we signed an agreement during the pandemic, and we came up with a completely new recipe for the truffle one. And now we have the truffle one in Sam's Club all over the United States of America. It's very good deal. Natural truffle.
It actually has truffles.
Truffle inside.
Well,
And I remember when we met the senior buyer from Sam's, that he told me after tasting several products with the truffle, he told me, you know why we're gonna work with you guys? Because when I open the bottle, you deliver the experience. And that's for
no, I'm dying to taste your truffle olive oil. When Tracy, you know, because we've been using these, Tracy was quick to point out, you can actually see, you know, it's not, again, it's all about transparency here. And you can actually see the product, the food, the chili peppers, you know,
in your bottle.
So much of the olive oil, so-called infused olive oil that you see at the supermarket is actually aromatized. It has a chemical, you know, literally for the truffle oil, it literally has a petrochemical derivative added to it to give it that flavor. What do you guys think about these? I had never tasted the pesto one.
The pesto is.
So for
that's a good
just
one.
for your information, for any of these products, you will find on our Instagram or Facebook, Zucchi Evo, the page. You will see many videos. So for each product, you will have our culinary manager, Sarah, that can drive you on any recipe. So you can really try those oils in different ways, with fish, with meat, baking.
I want the Sicilian lemon one. That sounds like over fish. That sounds so good.
Yeah.
And I know, guys, I sound like a shill, and I am. But come on, these oils are delicious, right? I mean,
thank you.
They are. This is like the joy of our work, is when at the end of the day we get to work with really compelling. I really like these products. They're just really fun. We're starting to have people over at the house again, and you know, it's like, try this cool olive oil. You know, it's like a whole, like you said, an experience, not just, you know.
And
thank you, Penny, for the Instagram. It's something serious in our company. So we wanna
spicy.
We have been investing money with the culinary team. So I wanted to make recipe. I have a dream. I wanted to mix our products with the traditional American culinary culture, like each state with a recipe coming from New Jersey, from Texas, from Alabama, no?
Fish tacos. Calabrian and chili infused olive oil and mahi tacos on corn tortillas.
The freshness of this pesto one, it makes me think of when I try to make my own chimichurri sauce to go on beef. And I mix in olive oil, you know, with the flat leaf parsley and all that stuff. This would be a great oil to blend with that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Inside the pesto, there is even the Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you can taste the cheese. So good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to put it on fried oysters. And
Yeah, wow.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Liz, I've just been working on a project about merroir.
Ah, okay.
Terroir of oysters. And yeah, I mean, these are ideal products for I can't stay away from the chili pepper. I just, not that I'd ever drunk it raw, but drinking it raw, I could just drink it.
Right.
It's great. It's really, what do you got? Anybody else want to, guys, we are kind of at the end because we want to let you guys, Mike, we haven't heard, come on, you're an olive oil guy.
Yeah, sorry, Jeremy, you had mentioned at the top of the call that you had made pesto for the first time in a while on Sunday. I did too, coincidentally, but I used the Italiano, which worked really well. Even with my relatively limited culinary skills, it turned out quite well. But I had a question for the folks from Zucchi. How long can these olive oils last properly stored?
Great question. That's a great question.
I see there's an expiration date. And so I guess it's maybe 15 months after they're produced, roughly.
So when we produce when the product has been bottled, we put 18 months. But like the hazelnut, like that, those kind of product, the faster you eat, the better quality you keep, right? Even though our product, not because it's our product, but because of what is behind our production, the blend master, the analysis that we do. We do 50,000 analysis on product a year, so 50,000. So even if our product is from an organoleptic point of view great, the faster you eat, the best quality you keep, for you, for your dishes. So I suggest, I mean, then really depends from your diet, from how you use olive oil. I use a lot of olive oil, so I think an average good time is a couple of weeks. Like a bottle of olive oil in a couple of weeks, you should be done. So.
Okay, and another question: does Azuki have a Novello product for the U.S. market?
So we have a Novello for the Italian market, and I have my blend master asking probably for October, we're going to have a Novello for United States of America. Novello, you really need to bring in US, you have to sell in a month bottles.
And by Novello, guys, if you've ever heard of the Beaujolais Nouveau, right? The new Beaujolais, you're tasting the wine that's just been made. It's actually kind of a misunderstanding, because actually the wine that's just been made is not very good. Whereas olive oil that's just been pressed is this incredible, in some parts of Italy, they call it the Olio del Padrone, the owner's olive oil, because the owner of the sharecropper farm would always take the first oil, and it's the best oil because it's the very, very first oil that comes out. So that's exciting. I mean, we're available, Franco.
we will keep bringing to the market great product, and I just want to say to close that we are lucky because we can have a great product and an amazing company in Italy, but we need also to have a great audience that wants to learn more, as you did tonight. So we are very thankful for that. It's very important to us. Our success comes from people like you that wants to sit down 1 hour, listen to us, try, explore, and also from our distributor. In this case is Eat Prime Foods, Manuel Guzman and his team. They do a great job because they believe in the company. So that is this. We can really have the best product, but if we don't have the right distributor, the right partner, we have people like Jeremy that really believe in the company and wanted to bring to you guys our knowledge, our product. So all these factors together bring us to our success. Otherwise, we'll be lost, because as you know, especially this category is very crowded. So we need to bring something like an added value, right? Added value means not be just on the shelf, but tell you about sustainability, traceability, like give you some reason why when you go in front of the shelf, just don't look for the prices, but let me something, right?
Well, it's very, the packaging and is very thoughtful and compelling, and the products are very, very good. They're really, really good. Terry, what do you think? I see you agreeing. And you can press your space bar. If you press down your space bar, it'll unmute you. You're still muted, Terry.
Okay.
There you go.
I love it. I love all of them so much, but that organic is so smooth and so rich. It's smooth, but no, it's light. Mm-hmm. I really love it. And the pesto is out of this world, as well as the chili pepper. I make a risotto a lot of times with an infused oil with chili peppers, and that beats everything that I've ever tried. Everything, really. It's really good.
I love the way you describe. There's a kind of lift in wine. We call it the lift. Like you said, they're rich in flavor, but they're light. And there's that kind of, it's like drinking a really great Sangiovese where the wine is powerful, but it doesn't weigh you down. And I get that. I like these. I get that same thing here.
I can tell you one of my favorite. You should try this to make just pasta, plain pasta, and then you just drizzle with a little bit of that pesto. That's it. And then you will tell me, because you will taste a good pasta al dente, and then you will get the pesto. It will be kind of to have the same like a pesto sauce.
I bet Arlene and Maurizio will have the same memory, but you know, when you were in college in Italy, you know how many nights you ate just pasta with olive oil, and it was like the best thing in the world. I mean, that's what I eat, you know, especially if I'm cooking just for myself. It's just my favorite thing to eat, but you need high quality olive oil. You can't do it. It doesn't work with, you know, Hellman's olive oil. No offense to Hellman. They don't even make olive.
Now, I think we haven't mentioned enough how good these olive oils are just on a piece of bread. We have mentioned pasta, fish, meat, beef, and any sophisticated ingredients, but I'm just eating this with on a piece of sourdough bread. Delicious, especially the Italiano, which has the strongest taste that I like.
You and I have a date when we finally decide to like get together for dinner.
Yes, sir.
You bring the Fiorentina, I'll bring the wine, and we'll drizzle with Zucchi. We'll do it a sangue, blood rare, and we'll drizzle with the organic.
Will do.
Maurizio, I will give you thousands of dollars if you invite me over for the Fiorentina.
I can seriously think about it, actually. Yes, of course.
Guys,
I wanna do a tour all over the United States of America, cooking with our products and our
Start from Texas,
pairing with
Franco.
wines and good cheese. Yes, Texas for sure is gonna be the state.
You know, when they get back, guys, we'll bring this whole group back
Can't wait.
together.
Absolutely, yeah.
Will do.
It is time for us to wrap up, guys. Franco, Umberto, thank you guys for
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody who was on the call. I didn't even get a chance to say hi to Jasmine. I hope I didn't miss anybody on the call. Thank you guys for being here. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. And you know, our food and wine scene in Houston continues to just get more interesting. Wait till we can all get together again. And I'll bring the wine, Franco. And
Thank you, everybody. Ciao.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Ciao.